Avenue Road.
Yes.
Can you spell the street name for me, please?
Dad? Good Lord, I'm calling on
Ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, I need to know your address. Avenue Road, can you please spell it?
In Helen Avenue, my dad just went outside screaming.
Ma'am, can you spell the street address for me, please?
H-E-L-E-N. Someone broke in and I heard shots like pops. I don't know what's happening.
A father shot during a home invasion allegedly staged by his daughter testified in court today. Jennifer Pan and 4 others are charged with murder and attempted murder. As Michelle Chung reports.
Point in time when we go through the process, the jury will have an opportunity to take all the evidence in and at that time make their judgments.
Jennifer Pan's lawyer wouldn't say why he put his client on the stand, but asked people not to judge her.
As you're aware that this is only partway through the process, I'd ask the public.
In high school, it started with her marks. She said she lied to her parents about dating. That escalated to lying to everyone about going to university, graduating from pharmacology.
Born in Markham, Ontario, where she was raised with her older brother in a middle-class household. Her parents, Beek and Han, were originally from Vietnam, and their method of parenting was strict, very strict, what some might even class as authoritarian. Success and achievement from their children were seen as outright obligations, whether it be in academics or extracurricular activity, and some might argue these expectations took precedence over the well-being of the children themselves. Jennifer initially took the imposed pressure in her stride and put everything she had into figure skating. She had exceptional talent, and at one point was expected to compete in the Winter Olympics, but she suffered a serious knee injury at the age of 14 and was told she could no longer compete. Her dreams were cut short, but of more concern was that her parents' expectations now had to be met through the more traditional route of education. And the issue was that Jennifer wasn't anywhere near as academically gifted as she was athletic. She was averaging a C- when her parents wanted straight A's. So rather than communicate with them, she decided to meet their expectations under false pretenses and began faking her test results. This led to her faking her end-of-year report cards, which eventually led to her faking a high school diploma and then a university acceptance letter to study pharmacy. Respectable for most kids, but unacceptable in her strict household. So Jennifer continued to doctor her report cards throughout high school. She received early acceptance to Ryerson University in Toronto, but then failed calculus in her final year and wasn't able to graduate. The university withdrew its offer. Desperate to keep her parents from digging into her high school records, she lied and said she'd be starting at Ryerson in the fall. She said her plan was to do 2 years of science, then transfer over to U of T's pharmacology program, which was her father's hope. Han was delighted and bought her a laptop. Jennifer collected used biology and physics textbooks and bought school supplies. In September, she pretended to attend Frosh Week. When it came to tuition, she doctored papers stating she was receiving an OSAP loan and convinced her dad she'd won a $3,000 scholarship. She would pack up her book bag and take public transit downtown. Her parents assumed she was headed to class. Instead, Jennifer would go to public libraries. She pretended to be transferring to the University of Toronto and indeed, to be graduating from it, telling her parents when it came time for the graduation ceremony that there weren't enough tickets to go around and they would not be able to attend. Ultimately, Hull wrote, Pan's parents finally got suspicious, began tailing her and learned the truth. When she confessed her deceptions, life in the Pan household quickly began to unravel. Bitch and Han had raised Jennifer and her brother, Felix, to believe in the supreme importance of academic success, and they restricted their activities to ensure nothing less. Pan, whose high school life included numerous extracurricular activities, like figure skating, piano, martial arts, and swimming, in addition to long nights studying, was forbidden from attending parties of any kind. Dating was out of the question. In their Markham home, they had trophy cases displaying Pan's many awards. When Pan's parents learned that all of their efforts had been for naught, they placed further restrictions on their now adult daughter. No more cell phone, no more laptop, No more clandestine dates with her boyfriend would suffice, so she created option number 3. She had her boyfriend arrange a mock home invasion where 3 of his acquaintances would enter the Pan household and stage a robbery gone wrong. The 2 instructions were to first ransack the home and then murder the parents. The planned date was Monday the 8th of November, with the scheduled time being roughly 11 p.m. Jennifer would unlock the front door, and 3 figures were caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera entering the home at 11:05. They were then seen running out just under 18 minutes later.
Avenue Road.
Yes.
Can you spell the street name for me, please?
Dad?
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Ma'am, I need to know your address. Avenue Road, can you please spell it?
In Helen Avenue, my dad just went outside screaming.
Ma'am, can you spell the street address for me, please?
H-E-L-E-N.
Jennifer is not a suspect at this moment. She is only giving a voluntary statement under oath. She has not read her right to silence, but instead informed of her rights as a witness. She is basically told that fabricating evidence with the intent to mislead is an offense. After reading the notification off paper, the detective gives Jennifer a more human explanation of the instruction. What I just explained to you is you're here voluntarily to help us. That you don't have to talk to us if you don't want to, but the importance of talking to us, and if you're talking to us, the importance of telling the truth. And if you don't tell the truth, there's criminal consequences for not telling the truth. That's all that stuff had to deal with. Okay? The investigator then leaves to get the commissioner of oaths, which is for the purpose of swearing in the witness, but he first brings in a box of Kleenex. This is universally recognized as getting startled, yet the official term in neurophysiology is the startle reflex via auditory stimulus. Hyperarousal from a traumatic event can often exaggerate this response in a manner similar to how Jennifer reacted to the sound of the door.
Hello, my name is Angela Spiro. I'm a commissioner of oaths with the Regional Police. I'm usually to give a truthful statement either by solemn affirmation or swearing on the Bible. Which do you prefer? Swear on the Bible? Just stand on the Bible. Do you, Jennifer Pan, swear that the evidence you shall give on this investigation shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do.
Once Jennifer is sworn in, the lead investigator returns to collect the statement. Now I want you to sort of take yourself back to earlier on today. Yesterday, meaning the 8th of November, and tell me about your day. Okay, start at any point in time, wherever you feel comfortable, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay. Yesterday, probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30. My mother, she woke me up and she told me that she was going to visit my grandfather. Throughout the day, Jennifer explains that she practiced piano, studied piano history, talked on the phone with her friends, and had dinner with her parents. Her mother left for line dancing at 8 p.m. and returned home at about 9:30, at which time Jennifer was alone in her room watching TV, ready to go to sleep. And then, suddenly I just heard my mom calling for my dad to come down. And that's when I lowered the volume on my TV, and I could hear the voices that weren't any voices I was very familiar with. And so I was scared and I couldn't move. I just sat in my room for a while. And then I thought I heard them all leave the top floor, and I peered out of my bedroom door. And the guy was there, and he came at me and had string in his hands and tied my arms back and said, "I'm going behind your back. Do what I say. If you do what I say, then no one will get hurt. Where is the money? Show me where your money is." My mom kept trying to get up, and they kept telling her to sit down. And so I didn't want her to get hurt. So I told her to sit down. They were trying to find her wallet, but her English thinker, so she can't say first. They kept pushing her down onto the chair. Okay. Take your time. Take your time. All this is very important, so take your time. Jennifer's non-verbal communication up to this point has made sense, and the reflection of her mother's last moments seems to push her over the edge. It could be assumed the detective still considers the moment he will start becoming suspicious.
They kept all the lights off on the main flat. The only time they was late was when they opened the fridge door to see if they could find one of my mom's purse was.
Take yourself back to a moment in your life when you have been overwhelmingly upset about something, and at the same time were trying to explain to someone why you were upset. You wouldn't quietly and reservedly convey the events. You would likely blurt them out in a forceful and disordered manner. Your sole focus would be on processing your thoughts and conveying them into speech. The emotional turbulence of severe hysteria and grief makes it very difficult to convey thought into actual dialogue, and the simple wording of a sentence becomes very challenging. Jennifer seems to find her words easily and executes her sentences perfectly.
One of the gentlemen asked my father if he had money in his wallet and where his wallet was. So they took me, because I was next to the stairwell, they took me up the stairs to show them where my father's wallet was. But I didn't know. They had turned the room upside down. I didn't know where his pants were at that time.
The intruders retrieved $1,100 from the master bedroom and then tied Jennifer to the upstairs banister.
The next thing I know, I think I hear my parents going down the stairs, and my mom was asking them for me to come with them. They wouldn't let me come with them. And after the last evening that they'll say was, you lied to us. You lied to us. And then I heard two pop. My mom screamed. I yelled out for her. And a couple more popped. Mom screamed.